Buenos días, es el miércoles, es la 1:30. Hello everyone, it's Wednesday and it's 1:30, so it's time for Community Spanish, broadcasting normally every Wednesday and Friday at 12, but this past week and this week are a little irregular with the schedule, and they're actually at 1:30, but starting next week we'll be resuming the normal schedule. So a quick reminder before we get into our topic for today, and that is that as we have been announcing on our social media recently, we're going to be opening Rola for the first very few in-person classes starting in April, which we're really excited for this new development since we've been closed for now more than a year and doing all of our classes online. So while the majority of the classes will continue to be online for this time, we are offering a select few levels in person starting in April. And so in order to prepare for this, we've been doing a lot of work in our offices to rearrange things. We've been taking on new space, even doing doing a lot of projects to get everything in order, and we're really excited to share our new space with everyone who might be considering coming for a class. So please stay tuned to our social media channels where we're posting new pictures like every few days to show how the progress of things. And we're doing a lot of prep work right now to get everything ready for that. So we're really excited about this new development and inviting you to stay tuned to see how things are coming together as you make your potential class plans for the coming months. So with that being said, let's get into our video topic for today. So I am going to be doing another kind of review unit. So as I always mention, if this is something where you're new to this topic completely, I recommend if you want to jump over to the Rola Languages website at rolalang.com. You can see on our Facebook Live page of our website, there is a video library of all the previous videos that I've done for this series. So if you want to go and check out first the first video that introduced this topic before you come back here for the review, they are totally welcome to do that and explore and see if there are any other resources you want to take advantage of while you're there. As I said, it's a video library. It includes all of the topics we've done previously. So there's a lot of material there, and not just for Community Spanish, but also for our other programs like Community French, Community Mandarin, Children's Spanish, and Children's French. All that material is up there, so please feel free to check it out. So that being said, let's get into today's video, which I said is going to be more review, so we're going to kind of just jump right into it. So in the previous video, we started looking at this topic to review the Objetos Directos, or direct objects. And so we did a bit of review on that, and just to kind of bring you up to speed again, to remind you that direct objects are basically the things that are acted upon by verbs in the sentence. So for example, if we say, I see the cake would be the direct object. It's the thing that's being acted on by the verb, which is seeing. It's the thing that I see. The direct object often answers questions of who or what about a sentence, if that helps you to guide you. So again, as we were doing review, so I'm just kind of going through this at a pretty fast pace, but if you do need to go back to the original video to review, again, it is up there on our website, rolalang.com. So again, to go ahead with what we were doing in our previous video, to review the direct objects. So in Spanish, the direct objects are represented by 4 possibilities. It can either be lo, la, los, or las, depending on what or who we are describing. So again, lo or la would usually be like it, or lo replaces him if we're talking about a person, a man, or la would be either it or her. And then for los and las in the plural, los would be for them. It could be a group of people, or it could be a group multiple of an object as well, and las just being the feminine version of that. So again, that's our super quick fire review of that. And so what we're going to be reviewing specifically today in our exercise is practicing when we have a direct object in a sentence where there's more than one verb. So what I mean by that is, if we have normally when we have a sentence and there's one verb, we know that the direct object should go in front of that verb. It's nice and simple. So for example, if I say, I see the cake, I see it, lo veo, right? The lo, meaning it, this goes in front of the verb. But what we were practicing last time was to see, what do we do if we have a sentence with more than one verb? Because we can actually we have some more options. So that's where I'm going to kind of come into today's video. So when we do have the case that there's more than one verb, so for example, if we have a conjugation plus an infinitive, so for example, in the first sentence, we have voy a hacer. So we have 2 verbs. We have voy from ir and hacer, meaning to do. So here we have 2 verbs in the sentence, voy and hacer. Again, and one of them is conjugated, as in one of them goes with a specific person, which is voy, which goes with yo. And one of them is in the infinitive, or the neutral form, which is hacer. Because again, hacer doesn't go with any specific person. It just means to do or to make in general. So when we have a sentence where there are 2 verbs, we have then two options as well about where we want to put the direct object in the sentence. And that's what we're really going to be practicing looking at today's exercise. So as we see from this exercise in the first sentence, we have lo voy a hacer mañana, meaning I am going to do it tomorrow. Lo voy a hacer mañana. So as we get into this exercise, as always, I welcome you to join me in the exercise by leaving your own answers in the comments below, whether you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, whether you're watching this live or even after the fact, after the recording's been published, you're welcome to put your own answers in the comments below. So, por favor, escribe tus respuestas en los comentarios abajo. So please feel free to write your answers in the comments below as we go through these exercises so you can go along with me and I can see your progress. So again, going back to number one, we have lo voy a hacer mañana. So here's our first option where we can put the conjugated, where we can put the direct object before the conjugated verb. In this case is voy. Okay, so this is the first option. Or the second option, which we were practicing in our previous lesson, is that we can actually take that direct object and actually attach it to the end of the infinitive. So we have two different options of what to do. So, número uno, lo voy a hacer mañana is our original. And now to put it into our new form, we can say voy a hacerlo mañana. So again, here's where we're attaching it onto the back. Voy a hacerlo mañana. So por favor, repita conmigo, repita. Voy a hacerlo mañana. Voy a hacerlo mañana. I am going to do it tomorrow. Again, exactly the same meaning as the first one. It's just that grammatically we have two different options. We can put the direct object in front of the conjugated verb, or we can attach it onto the back of the infinitive. Lo voy a hacer or voy a hacerlo. Okay, on to número dos. A ti no lo puedo dar. A ti no lo puedo dar. So to you, I can't give it. Literally, it is right. I can't give it to you. A ti no lo puedo dar. Okay, so again, we have a two verb situation. So we have puedo, which means I can, and dar, which means to give. So that's where we're kind of this, we know that we have to, then have options, right? Again, if it's just one conjugated verb, there's only one place for the direct object to go. If we have two verbs, then there are two places to go. I think in that way, it actually is a little working well as a little memory trick, like one direct object, one verb, one option. If we have two verbs, then there are two options for where the direct object goes. So starting again with a ti no lo puedo dar. So again, this is our case where we have one version where we put the direct object in front of the conjugated verb. So now we want to practice the opposite. A ti no puedo darlo. A ti no puedo darlo. Repita conmigo. A ti no puedo darlo. Okay, so again, we've now attached it onto the back of the infinitive. Exactly the same meaning, just a different option, the way to express it. Okay, número tres, la vas a mandar en una semana. You are going to send it in a week, or you're going to order it in a week. La vas a mandar en una semana. Okay, so again, we can see, again, two verbs. We have vas, meaning you go, and mandar, meaning to send or to order, okay? So again, we see the two verbs, so it triggers this two possibilities. So, la vas a mandar, option one, going ahead, or, como es en la otra forma, how would it be in the other form? Va a ser, vas a mandarla en una semana. Repite conmigo, vas a mandarla en una semana. Muy bien. You're going to send it in a week. Número 4. Los quiero tener para mis gatos. Los quiero tener para mis gatos. Quiero es el primer verbo. Tener es el segundo verbo. Entonces, si hay dos verbos, dos posibilidades. Los quiero tener para mis gatos o quiero tenerlos para mis gatos. Repita conmigo. Quiero tenerlos para mis gatos. Quiero tenerlos para mis gatos. I want to have them for my cats. You know what? It could be juguetes, maybe toys. And then, so the los is replacing something like juguetes or toys. Ok, número 5, él no puede cantarla. Él no puede cantarla. He can't sing it. Entonces, él no puede cantar. Puede es el primer verbo. Cantar es el segundo verbo. Entonces, tenemos dos posibilidades. Él no puede cantarla o él no la puede cantar. In la otra opción. So in this case, we have one that's the reverse of what we've been doing. So this one, we have it already, the version where it's attached on the back. And so now we have to make the other way. Él no la puede cantar. La viene antes de puede y cantar. So we have the second option to put it in front of the conjugated verb. Okay, número 6, we have to scroll down the page a little bit. There's a little more in this exercise. Okay, nosotros las vamos a encontrar. We are going to find them. Okay, nosotros las vamos a encontrar. Okay, entonces, en esta forma tenemos las antes de vamos. Entonces, ¿qué es la otra forma? ¿Qué es la otra forma? Tenemos nosotros vamos a encontrarlas. Repita, nosotros vamos a encontrarlas. Súper. Ok, número 7. No lo quiero comer ahora. Dos verbos, quiero y comer. No lo quiero comer ahora. Entonces, la otra opción, la otra versión, no con el objeto directo antes, pero después es no quiero comerlo ahora. No quiero comerlo ahora. Repita. No quiero comerlo ahora. I don't want to eat it now. No quiero comerlo ahora. Ok, número 8. No me puede ver. No me puede ver. Like, he cannot see me, or she cannot see me, or usted cannot see me. Ok, no me puede ver. Ok, ahora en la otra forma sería no puede verme, no puede verme, no puede verme. Repita, no puede verme, no puede verme. Okay, so again, other option to put it at the end, attached onto the back of that infinitive. Okay, dos más, 2 more to go. Número 9, lo estamos mirando, lo estamos mirando. We are looking at it. Now this one is a little different in the sense of all the previous ones that we had practiced had a conjugated verb and infinitive, and that's how we got our 2 verbs, like puede ver, quiero comer, vamos a encontrar. So that's all we've seen up to now. Now, in this case, we still have 2 verbs, but this is a little bit different of a form. When we say lo estamos mirando, we are looking. So this is just it's one verb tense, but it just has 2 parts. So it has 2 parts of the same thing. Okay, so estamos mirando are the 2 parts of the verb, the 2 parts of that make one verb conjugation. So, but it's still 2 verbs in essence because we have a form of estar, and then we have the verb in the ando, mirando. So we still are kind of hitting our threshold of 2 options by having 2 verbs being represented with estar and mirar. Okay, so lo estamos mirando es la primera opción. Y la otra opción estamos mirándolo. Perdón. I have a little error there. Perdona. Estamos mirándolo. Okay, perdón. Sorry for the little spelling mistake there. Estamos mirándolo. Estamos mirándolo. And you might notice something a little extra here. So when we have this case where we're attaching something onto the back of this, what's called the present participle, this is the word ending in A-N-D-O, or if it's I-E-N-D-O, this is the present participle. And so the thing that happens here is when we add on that word onto the end, the lo, the la, los, the las. So what happens is that if we don't put the accent mark, as I've mentioned in several previous videos, because it's a theme that can come up really in any topic. When we pronounce things in Spanish, our natural stress should go on to the second to last vowel. Again, that's your kind of your default stress, how you should pronounce something. So, for example, when we say ahora, ahora, okay, you can hear that O in the middle is the strongest, and it's the second to last vowel because the last vowel is the A, second to last is the O. So that's what our natural stress should be. So the problem that happens in this case is that when we add something like lo or la, los or las, then we follow the pronunciation pattern of second to last vowel, and we will pronounce it mirandolo. And we know that then the original is mirando, not mirando. So it shouldn't, so mirandolo sounds wrong. So that's why we need to have that accent mark in this particular case to make sure that we can maintain the normal stress, you know, what our regular stress is, because as we can hear, we pronounce it just by itself, it's mirando. Again, you can hear it on the A. So we just want to preserve that stress. So this is something, just a little extra note to keep in mind as you do this type of work of adding that pronoun onto the end of a word that ends in ando or yendo. So don't forget that little accent. Okay, now for the last one, número 10, lo está haciendo, lo está haciendo. So maybe he is doing it, she is doing it, you, usted are doing it. We're not sure exactly, we don't have more context. Okay, lo está haciendo. So here we have the same case that we just saw from the previous one. So lo está haciendo is the first version. And then la otra opción would be está. Again, we're going to attach on the back. Está haciéndolo. Repita conmigo. Está haciéndolo. Está haciéndolo. Muy bien. And again, same thing here. So if we just follow the natural pronunciation of Spanish, if we did not have that accent mark, we would be pronouncing haciéndolo. And we can hear from the original, it's haciendo, haciendo. So we want to maintain where the stress was originally. So again, don't forget those little accent marks when we have these cases of words ending in ando and yendo. Okay. Muy bien. So that wraps up this exercise. As I said, this was a review video, and I did touch on several different topics. So if you need a little bit of help to go back either to learn something for the first time or just to get more familiar with some topics that I mentioned but didn't go into detail on in this video, I welcome you to go to the Rola Languages website at rolalang.com. Go to that Facebook Live page, and then you can see our video library of all previous topics we've done. There are so many videos there, and also many of the videos have an extra little worksheet that goes along with the videos. If you need a little bit of practice to help supplement what you saw in the video, you have even more resources at your disposal there. So that's all for today. I'll next be back on Friday at 1:30 for Community Spanish before we resume our normal schedule of 12 o'clock the next week. Gracias y adiós.